Y'all, I think we're gonna call this calf Zoomer. He runs more than any calf we've ever had. He just runs constantly. He's bummed right now because we moved the boy goats over to the other yard and he liked playing with them, but we got them out of the way because the girls are gonna be kidding here very soon. So there's not been any progress on this space because the last time you guys saw it in the last video, it started to rain like 30 minutes after that, and it has literally been raining since then. Like, I'm walking and just squishing into the ground. It's so saturated. This may look like a mess right now, but in just a few months it's going to be glorious. I just filmed multiple videos out here in my greenhouse. I am using this for right now because the weather's nice. It's gonna get cold again like next week, and by then the nursery greenhouse up front will be done, so I'll just move this stuff up there. But I started seeds today. I did film it and you will see it after you see this because these quick vlogs are a lot faster to edit. But I did the videos telling you guys all the varieties that I'm starting. Here's a quick look. This is beets and chard that I started just to get going, and I'll transfer them out when they're a little bigger. And then I've got a tray of basil there, different basils. But that's all of my peppers and my tomatoes for this year. Now I'm doing, this is the varieties. So it's not a ton of varieties. One tray of peppers, one tray of tomatoes. But there are a lot of seeds in each one of these cups, and I'll separate these out later. I also started a tray of some basil microgreens. And I stopped because I was gonna go in and start cooking. And when I got in there, Maya reminded me that we had leftovers from the other day. I don't have to cook tonight. But I had already cleaned up and put on this white sweater. And walking out here this time to get those memory cards, I forgot. It just makes me want to start planting more. I'll preserve the sweater. We could take a little peek at the garden though. You want to see something funny I saw earlier? All right here. These are all volunteer sunflowers that are here from, I think they were those dark, like dark red sunflowers I had here at the end of last season is what this must be. But there's a bunch of them. A bunch came up before the last freeze and got killed. And now even more. I'm like, dudes, too soon. This area is never like this. There's just standing water here. We just got so much rain. I moved all my green stalks out from under the edge of the pavilion just because it was going to rain so much. I didn't want to have to come out here and water them under the pavilion. And I wanted them to get the good soaker, but I've trimmed back the strawberries some. They should start growing here before too long, especially with these warm days. Here, the next time we get a few warm days where it's dry, I'll probably bring the kids out and we'll do like a real good cleanup of the garden. You know, getting more of the dry stuff out and the dead stuff out, bring in some compost, and just get it all ready for the next planting season. Oh, here's something I wanted to show y'all. That's sad, my little pot broke. It must have had water in the bottom and froze. This is some chamomile that is volunteering. This is a little black, like a dwarf blackberry bush that I got and stuck in here. But I noticed this chamomile, which made me go over here because I always grow chamomile in this bed. And usually it doesn't come back in this bed, and it did in this here. You'll notice there's some plants here because it always comes back and volunteers all around the edge of this bed. Like, these are all chamomile plants. It's all around the edge. This is where seeds fall down. So I don't even start chamomile anymore. I always just dig them up from the edge and put them in this bed. And that's what I did this time. That was a few days ago. I did it right before all the rain came because I knew that would kind of help them get established. So we'll be harvesting lots of chamomile. Probably like early May is usually, I think, whenever this really is flowering nicely. Another thing that is blooming like crazy right now are the dandelions. You can see this is all very weedy, but I don't do anything about that right now, especially when things like dandelions are blooming because it's really important for the bees. But they're all over here. And I usually leave them. I leave the very first ones, but then soon, you know, they start to go to seed, and we'll have tons of dandelions, and I'll harvest a lot of them and make jelly with them. It's definitely not springtime yet. We still have winter ahead, but starting seeds and the dandelions blooming and the garlic all coming up and the chamomile popping up. It feels very springy. It brings me joy. This is all garlic in this bed. It's regular garlic down the middle. And then on this side, this is the elephant garlic. And it all looks really nice. My dog has had so much fun today in the pond. Bear, you living your best life, buddy. The chickens got moved over to some fresh grass, and we're going to start working on these spaces soon. And I wanted to show y'all. I'll go down this way. A few weeks ago, I planted some seeds on a video. Look at the strawberry plant. See, they're starting to get like lots of fresh new green leaves. They'll be putting on flowers probably a month from now. I planted all these carrots. We did this on a video. Oh, there's a weed. And they're all coming up. So these are very, you know, new seedlings, and there are still some that are just popping up. So I will leave these until they get their first true leaves, and then I'll come in and thin them out so that they're spaced appropriately. I sowed these kind of thick because they were seeds from last year. Pelleted seeds. They're pelleted seeds from last year, and I had several people tell me that pelleted seeds would not germinate the following year. But it is always my approach that instead of just automatically throwing seeds away because we assume they will not grow, at the very least put them in the soil, and then if they're not going to grow, it's the exact same then had you thrown them away. You're not out anything except for whatever little bit of time it took you to sow them. And so I'm really glad that I sowed these instead of throwing them away, because I mean, this is like a 12-foot stretch with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 rows of carrots in it. That's a substantial harvest, and they germinated beautifully. I mean, this is going to be full. These rows are going to be full. So let this be a reminder. Your trash can is a terrible place to plant seeds. The odds of growing anything when you put seeds in the trash can is always 0. Okay guys, it's evening now. I just got done with some editing and some computer work, and we're about to go back outside, so we have to check on the goats. But I keep meaning to put this in a vlog and forgetting. Oh, hello Jamie, my sweet kitty. It's not Jamie. I've been forgetting to put in a vlog, but I just looked at him and he's so sweet. So we hit a really big milestone this last week over on the Farmer's Table, my cooking channel. We rolled over 100,000 subscribers. I actually just got sent the notification that my silver play button for that channel is on the way. So it's really awesome. I just can't help but smile really huge when I tell you about it, because it's good to do something that makes you feel proud. Now, I don't know how much I can even say about why I'm asking this, so I will leave out the details, but over the years, many of you have mentioned that you would be very interested in a cookbook from me, and I would love to know if that is still the case. Please leave a comment, because that could be helpful. That's all I can really say. Yeah, that's all I can really say, but, you know, I have these nice freshly painted cabinets. I might as well take some pictures of making some recipes and maybe put them in a book and have it published or something. You know, if you might like that, let me know. Look who's waiting for me outside, because I most definitely did not bring him inside after he got out of the pond. Oh, Bear. Pretty cotton candy sky on this nice evening. Oh man, she looks so close. Maya and I were checking my records yesterday and counting the days. Goats are pregnant for between 145 to 155 days is how long a gestation of a goat is. We are currently at 142 days, so we're getting quite close. Here is Virgie. Let's get up in here and feel those ligaments. Definitely looser, but I still feel them. Don't see Claire. you know, I only have 3 does now, which makes it a lot harder to tell, like when somebody's off by themselves, because they kind of hang out by themselves because there's only 3 of them. So especially like right now, I still have Winnie alone. Oh, it's so wet. I'm wearing the wrong shoes. I have Winnie alone. She's doing much better, by the way. I'll get to that in a second. Oh, hello, you bovine beauties. Helen, little Zoomer, and you too, Frey. What are we thinking, Claire? Now, though, it's just really common for like one of them to want to go to the barn. I thought that was a goat kid. It's a rooster in the corner. I had a moment where I'm like, what? All right, so Winnie, hey girly, hey pretty girl. I was really worried about Winnie. I'm gonna order a microscope so that I can do my own fecal tests. You know, I've never done my own. I've always had a vet out or just done more broad spectrum deworming. But I was talking to my friend Cass, and I was just trying to troubleshoot, like, what is going on with this goat. I was a little concerned that it might be pregnancy toxemia that she was dealing with, but the symptoms weren't quite right because she never lost her appetite. But Cass actually messaged and said, could it be strongles, which is a parasite? And I started looking at the description and I was like, I really think that's what it is. Like, she was just weak, she just wasn't herself. She was kind of not real sturdy in her walking, but Cass actually sent me the treatment regimen for strongles that her goat mentor does, and we immediately started treating Winnie, and within about 48 hours it was extremely evident that that was the issue. She was getting a whole lot better. So she's moving around a lot, but I'm gonna keep her isolated just because I don't really want anything passing between goats, and she's fine in here. Like, she's not isolated to the point that she's stressed out. Like, she can see the other girls through the fence. Oh, she's gonna stretch and give me a good view. Nobody looks like they're gonna drop any kids tonight. I wasn't terribly concerned about that. I mean, I'm coming out here every morning and looking at everybody, but it's just a good habit when you have animals that are close to giving birth to kind of obviously keep a close eye on them. The reason why I'm going to be a helicopter mom over this is, one, I hate missing births, even though I do end up missing quite a few. But these goats, I've never had them kid with me before. I bought these goats after they had kidded. They were all in milk when I got them. And Claire adopted the bottle baby that I got, Wit. You know, he's a big grown-up boy now, but she actually let him nurse, and I've never had a goat. I've had cows do that, but I've never had a goat feed a kid that wasn't hers. So I'm not terribly concerned about her mothering instinct, but I know the guy that I got these goats from, he bred show goats. These are show goat culls, and if you will recall, if you've been here, they were barn raised, and when I got them, they did not even know how to eat grass. Like, they had to learn how to goat again, and of course instincts end up kicking back in, but I'm not 100% sure that they're going to take care of their babies. I hope they will, because my plan is to kid share. So I really hope that they will take care of their babies. I hope that they have those instincts. If they don't, I will probably, I don't know what I'll do. I'm not sure yet. I would prefer to have goats that will raise their kids. I would prefer not to keep goats that do not have a mothering instinct. But I'm not prepared to say that I would not keep them, just because everything else about them is great. It's just, it will be inconvenient because I would really like to be able to kid share. But what that would mean in the future is that I would always have to plan kiddings to all happen within the same week, so I could guarantee to be here. Because if they're not going to clean their babies off and feed them colostrum, you're going to have to be there to get the babies and milk out the colostrum and get the colostrum to the babies, and then of course feed them. Hello, avocado. Would you like to say hello? So that's why I'm being particularly helicoptery over these births. I just want to make sure I'm here so that if intervention is necessary, that I'll be able to do that. I have high hopes. With the way Claire took in that bottle baby, I really am not concerned about her. I think she will take care of whatever baby she has. And maybe, you know, just depending on how many each one of them has, if I have a kid that is rejected, I may be able to just graft it onto Claire and let her take it, as long as she doesn't have like multiples already. So we'll see. I have no clue what they're carrying. I know that their last kidding, he told me Winnie had 3 kids on her last kid. That was one of the reasons why I was concerned about her potentially having pregnancy toxemia, because if she were carrying 3 kids, that could definitely play into that. I know that Virgie had twins this last time, and I know that Claire only had 1 this last time. That was actually why Claire was a coal. The other 2, Winnie has real bad underbite, and Virgie has a lopsided udder. That's why they were coals. That's why I was able to buy them. Claire was only cold because she had a single kid 2 years in a row, and he likes to breed for multiples. So I don't mind that, because I'm not necessarily trying to get tons of goat kids. Oh look, somebody is in heat. Somebody's milkshake is bringing the boy to the yard. Hold on one second. Okay, the little calf hit the grounding wire and the light went red for a second, but it's back to being green. We definitely do not want the electric fence to go out while he has an interest on this side of the fence. He is a huge animal. Well, that's lovely. Did you get back in the pond? Sir! Y'all. I'm gonna go in and reheat leftovers. Thank you for hanging out with me today and all the days you do. I bless you. Until next time.